So the second group games of the Olympic tournament on the men's side of the football takes place tomorrow. Day 3. I'm calling it day 3 because just like with the Euros, if there's no games on a certain day, the clock stops. So this is day 3. Some people might say it's day 5 or whatever, but for me, in my heart, this is day 3. So I'm going to preview all the games here, just like in the first round. There is going to be 8 matches spread out through the day, four sets of 2 matches kicking off concurrently. Let's get into it, because there's some really big ones here for teams looking to get out of the groups and progress. So first up, we've got Argentina against Iraq. Now obviously, rather controversial game between Morocco and Argentina. I've already covered that in depth. If you do want to check out the video for that, of course, please do. But the end result is that Argentina lost their opening game and Iraq managed to win it. I don't want to say that it's a must win really for Argentina, but it does feel like a bit like a must win. I think they will win, to be honest, but Iraq beating Ukraine, they are no pushovers whatsoever. I think it'll be a tight game. I'll go with 2-1 to Argentina on that one. Next up, we have Spain against the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic played a 0-0 ball draw against Egypt in their opening match. Spain, though, they did manage to win, but it was a relatively tight one against Uzbekistan, 2-1 for them. I do back Spain to win this one, though. I can't really go against them, to be honest with you. They are a very good team, as I know as an Englishman right now. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Spain on that one. Both of those games are kicking off at 2 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. in France. The next 2 matches are Uzbekistan against Egypt and Ukraine against Morocco. Both of them kicking off at 4 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. local. Uzbekistan, like I just mentioned, they lost their opening game to Spain, but very narrowly. Egypt only drew against the Dominican Republic. Uzbekistan, pretty impressive coming up against Spain and managing to only lose by the odd goal. So I'm going to go with the Uzbeks to win this one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory for them in that. Ukraine against Morocco. Morocco, quite fortunate really to beat, but at the end of the day, they still won. Ukraine, narrow loss against Iraq. They're not the best side, but I just got a feeling Morocco will slip up here. I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in this one. Next up, we have Israel against Paraguay. Paraguay again absolutely destroyed 5-0 in their opening game against Japan. They really have to pick themselves up after that. Israel, a decent result against Mali, a draw. I think this is going to be another draw, though. I'm going to go with a 0-0 for this one. I would not watch it if I were you. I'd rather watch New Zealand against the United States. Both of these 2 matches I'm mentioning do kick 6 UK time, 7 p.m. local time, France. New Zealand beat Guinea 2-1. They looked the best side for the most part, to be honest with you. A little fortunate. The USA, though, got hammered by France 3-0 in their opening game. As much as it would be funny for New Zealand to beat the USA, I don't think that's going to happen, but I also don't think the USA will win either. I'm going to go for a draw, a 1-1 draw between these 2 sides. The last 2 games of this day's action at the Olympic football, Japan against Mali and France against Guinea, both kicking off at 9 p.m. in France, 8 p.m. UK time. Japan, like I mentioned, they managed to beat Paraguay 5-0 in their match. Mali with a draw against Israel. Let's go for draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in this one. Next up, France against Guinea. France, you can't go against France in this one. Guinea didn't look bad against New Zealand, but I've got to back France with this. I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory for France. So those are all my predictions heading into day 3 of the Olympics men's football. What are your predictions? Who do you think is going to qualify for the knockout stage? I will remind you that the top 2 in every group qualifies for the knockout stage automatically, and also, well, sorry, that's it. I'm getting confused between this and the women's draw, where some of the third place teams go through. So yeah, top 2 are the only ones that go through in the men's draw, and they go through to the quarterfinals. Let us know your predictions in the comments below, who's going through, who is not. And of course, keep subscribed to thefootballchronicle.com for much more news on the Olympics football and all the goings on in the clubs games as well.